Welcome to the Inside Track on Real Estate. I'm Ken Dekker, and today I have a super special guest, my daughter, Candice St. Louis.
Hello, everyone.
And so we're excited to talk to you today about recapping really what's happening in the market, what's happening for the month of May. Mm-hmm. And so it's an interesting story, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Well, the reason it's an interesting story is it's very localized, what's happening in the market. Generally, overall, the market is a little tougher.
Right.
And so we'll get into some of that. Interesting enough, for the month of May 2013, we sold 1,797 properties.
Okay.
And 2014, we sold 1,792. So that's 5 less properties in a whole month.
That's pretty close.
In the whole area.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's almost identical. So I think what's happened, April was very low, right?
Right.
But what was happening during April? Yucky weather.
Yes.
It was very bad weather, right? And so it was gross. Yeah. We got March's weather in April and April's weather in May, but May finally warmed up. Mm-hmm. And so the buyers started to come out. So although April sales were significantly lower, May sales were very, very close. Now, interesting enough, condos sold 303 properties and freeholds 1,489. So freeholds is still the biggest part of our market.
Yeah.
And for you that maybe don't understand what a freehold is or a condo or a freehold is just simply the way the title is held.
Right.
And freehold, you're responsible for the exterior, the landscaping, the land, everything. Whereas a condo, they're going to look after some of that stuff, right?
Yes.
Because you own it in common with everybody else, and really your prime ownership is of the main structure. So condos, interesting enough, lowest sales in the last 5 years. When I looked at the 5-year trending, 19% decrease in sales in condominiums from May to May.
Wow.
So May 2013 to May 2014, 19% decrease in the number that have sold, and 19% increase in the number of properties, 7.1% decrease in the number of sales. So we have almost 20% more inventory and 7% less sales. So that's kind of, you can't really do this, but I'm going to combine it anyways. That's about a 16% differential between the number of houses and the number selling, right? It really doesn't work that way. I don't know why I'm doing that, but that's kind of me sometimes. Now, interesting enough, freeholds, this is the second highest sales of 1,489, second highest in 5 years.
Wow.
So very strong month of May for freehold homes. Now, everybody says, well, what's the price doing, right?
Yep.
Because what are you interested when you own a home?
It's how much I'm going to make.
Yeah. And what are you interested if you're going to buy one?
How much am I going to save?
Or how much do I have to pay to get one, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, interesting enough, condominiums, highest average sale price in the last 5 years, which is ridiculous because every other month has been going down.
Right.
So I didn't get the time to actually look at individual sales and see what drove the price up to 280,661. But I know that the median price was more around 230. So that tells me there were a couple very large sales that skewed the average. So if you have, because they're $1 million condos, right?
Yeah.
We sold one about 9 months ago or so.
Yes, we did.
So when you have $1 million sales, it skews the average price.
Right.
But the median price is developed by taking off the highest one and the lowest one, taking off the next highest one, the next lowest one, and you work your way to the median. And the median price was around, like I said, about 230, I think it was, or something like that. So it tells me there were some high-priced condos selling. Because I did not expect to see a 6.9% increase in the average price.
No.
May over May.
Right.
Okay. Now the other thing is maybe they didn't have as many high-selling ones in May, but I factored that in by looking at, well, it's the highest it's ever been in the last 5 years of any month. So that told me there's something going on. Mm-hmm. Freeholds, the average sale price was $401.
Right.
Which is still a significant amount of money.
It is. Yeah.
But what did it do? Up.
Increased.
Yeah, it increased 2.1%. So we're still seeing a slight gain in freehold homes, even though inventory is higher.
Right.
So let's talk about inventory, because supply and demand, right? More supply, less demand. What happens? Prices go down.
That's right.
Typically. So freehold homes in May for sale, 6,500. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yes.
Especially when you compare to 2010, we had 3,900. Okay? So that's a 67% increase in the number of houses. Now I thought, 6,500, how did we get to 6,500? Let's look a little deeper, right?
Right.
So 3,000 homes were listed in May.
Wow.
That's why we were busy listing homes.
Yeah, we were swamped, yes.
Okay, so a lot of houses went up for sale. Inventory from the end of April to the end of May only went up 600 homes. So then we go, okay, well, if we added 3,000, what happened to the other 2,400?
Right.
Right? Well, 1,489 of them sold.
That's
So
great.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
good for the people that sold. Hallelujah. For the others, 911. Interesting. That's 911.
Right.
I saw that and I go, that's crazy. 911. They either expired, canceled, or withdrawn off the market because they did not sell. So now some of those 3,000 that were listed might be some of those 900 that came off the market going back on the market. Sometimes at a new price, sometimes at the same price. Some people will they're just
Tired of the process.
Tired of the process, and they'll take a couple years and hope the market's stronger. Okay, so that's freehold. And interesting enough, 10,900 sales last year in 2013 for the whole year.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so if we average that, that's 908 a month. 908 sales, and you can see in May we did 1,489. That's because May is typically the highest inventory and the highest number of sales of all the months in the year.
Right.
So if you're going to sell your house, you should have it on in May.
That's right.
Okay?
Yep.
Now, if you didn't have it on in May, June's the next best month. So give us a call and we'll get it on the market for you. So if we take the 6,500 homes that are for sale and divide it by what we sold last year, which, per month, which was 908. Now, sales are maybe even a little lighter this year than last year, but I'm going to use last year's sales. That gives us 7 months of inventory. So if no new houses came on the market, at the rate that we sell properties on average per month, we have 7 months of inventory. That's a buyer's market.
Right, yes, it is.
Okay? And this is the first time we've swung into a buyer's market on the freehold side.
Okay.
All right? Now, buyer's market means you get houses well below asking price, right?
It could, if they're not priced right.
Yeah. Well, if they're not priced right. So people want a big discount.
Yes.
And what happens if they're priced really well?
Then we've been seeing that they sell quickly and sometimes sell over asking.
Well, we just did that in Canada recently,
We
didn't
did.
we?
Yeah.
We put a house on the market that could have been priced anywhere from $475 to probably $489, $500. Pricing real estate, by the way, is not an exact science.
No.
Yes, we have comparable sales and we can look at them, but it really depends on what buyers are out there right now and how excited they are about your property and whether your property is pretty unique and they can't get it anywhere else and they really want it. In this particular case, we had 3 people bidding on the house.
Yes.
And it sold, I can't really tell what it sold for, although I'm not giving
Significantly
any names.
more than...
It's sold over asking,
Yeah.
conditionally. It's still conditional at this point. It won't be by the time this show is aired, but so interesting. Pockets, we're still seeing multiple offers on properties, and that's because there's still relatively the same number of buyers. They're just getting pickier, and when a great house comes up, they still want it.
Yeah. We've seen that
Still
multiple
motivated.
times lately as well. Like even a townhouse in Barhaven. A few weeks ago we did the same thing, got multiple offers on it in 4 days. And there's so many condo or townhouses out there, and yet if you price it right, the buyers know, and they're the experts.
And did we sell that over asking? Or
We sold that at asking.
at asking? Well, that's great. See,
Yeah.
so right on that. So that property was priced exactly right, and the buyers know their market. That's
They
very,
do.
very good. And they know their market. They know whether it's good value or not. And if it is good value, they're willing to pay.
Yes,
Other places are trying to knock 20, 30,000 off. They're really negotiating hard.
that's right.
Good. So condo sales, let's switch gears a little bit, or tracks, I like to
Yes.
say, since it's the inside track on real estate. We're going to change tracks here. Look at some condos. Inventory is the highest it's been in 5 years, at 2,140 condominiums. Now that does not include all the builder inventory that they're building all these townhouses, or not townhouses, but high rises and
Right.
apartments and things. So there's 900 in 2010. That's 138% increase, which is actually down a little bit because it was like 148 earlier in the year. So May over May, 5 years ago, 138%. That means there's 2 1/3 more condos to choose from. So some people say, well, it's a horrible time to buy condos because they're going to be going down in value. Maybe not. We just saw the average price was actually up. But what it is you've got great inventory. There are good values out there. And if you're in a buy and hold situation, not if you want to sell it in a year or two, but if you're in a buy and hold situation where you're going to be in that condo for many, many years, or you're going to rent it or whatever, it's a great market. It's a fantastic market because you can find the property in the place you want it and get it at a good value. So let's talk about new listings, 840 new listings. That's 200 more than April, and 303 sales. So that's 337 expired or canceled listings out of the 2140. So real quick, that's about a 15% dropout.
Right.
Okay. So how many months inventory? So we go back to, okay, how many houses sold in 2013 that are condominiums?
Right.
And that includes the apartments, the garden homes, and the townhomes.
Right.
And so 2,825, and we're going to divide that by 12, gives us 235 houses or condominiums that sell per month. Divide that into the 2,140, knowing that May is the most inventory we have at any time, and also the most sales. That gives us 9 months of inventory at current levels.
Right.
That's buyer's market.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you work with a lot of buyers and sellers.
I do. About 50-50, yeah.
What are you finding out there?
I'm finding that buyers are very choosy. They are waiting for that perfect property, and then they are also smart about it. Once they find it, they're moving quickly on it. They're not waiting for it to disappear from someone else purchasing it.
So they're still motivated to the point where when they find the right house, they don't want to lose it.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. And is it fairly easy to find the right house now?
It is. You can really narrow it down on the MLS system or through the computer, as there's great videos and photography out there. And so a lot of people know their top 5 houses that they want to go see. So we generally see 5, 7 houses, and they know which one is for them.
So we've narrowed down their criteria, qualified where they need to be,
Yes.
and then we're actually able to show fewer homes.
Yes.
Because we're sending them the data, the videos, the pictures, and the quality's such that they can actually rule out houses in advance of driving there.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're saying the average is about 5 to 7 homes that someone will see and they'll pick one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's pretty amazing. Some people think you have to see 60 or 100 houses to make a decision. That actually makes it worse.
It does, because they all combine in their mind, and so they get a little flustered and have a difficult time remembering specifics of each house.
So if you're just joining us, this is the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Dekker Team. And I have Candice St. Louis, my daughter, actually, with me today. And Candice works with a lot of buyers and quite a number of sellers as well. And so we just did a quick market update on what the month of May had for us. And if you missed that, then you'll have to listen to it online or watch the video on dekkerteam.com, and you'll be able to see what's happening in the market, because that's still one of the most questions I get asked.
Yeah.
Parties or social events or whatever, it's what's happening with the market.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're talking about buyers.
Yeah.
And this is also the time of year where buyers are relocating, right?
Yes.
And I think you were working with a few relocation people this spring so far. Mm-hmm. They're liking it because there's lots to choose from.
Yeah. Yeah, they're liking it. Lots of selection, and yet we still only see minimal houses because they're able to narrow it down before they even get here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people like that, how many days does it usually take before they put an offer in on a property?
It usually takes 1 to 3 days before they choose the right house. And
wow, 1 to 3 days.
And by the 5th day, they've done their inspections, they've firmed up on everything, and they're gone and they've bought a house.
Really? By the 5th day they did their inspections?
Yeah.
How do you get an inspector that quick a notice?
Well, because we know that they're coming in from out of town, we pre-book it. We call the inspector, we set up a time. We don't give them an address because I can't tell you which house they're going to buy yet. But then once they do put an offer and it goes conditionally sold, then we call the inspector and let them know where to show up. Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's very proactive.
Yeah.
Because it can be tough to get an inspector this time of year when they're busy. Absolutely.
There's sometimes a week's waiting list. So.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's very strategic of you. Yeah. Okay. Candice, you also list some properties for sale and we market them. You have one right now.
I do.
It's quite an exciting property.
Yes. It's on Bank Street. It's 2.8 acres and it's a 3-bedroom high ranch. It has a lovely country kitchen. Most of the updates have been done recently since 2010. They have an interlock, beautiful patio. The windows have been done. The oil tank has been changed and a few other extras. So there's not much to do, just move in and make it home. And that is listed at $329,900.
$329,000.
Yeah.
Wow, in the city you get a big townhouse for that, or a very, very small single.
Yeah.
And this is a pretty nice high ranch? You said
it's
a high ranch?
Yeah, it's a high ranch.
Okay, explain to our listeners, what's a high ranch? Because some people don't know what a high ranch is. That's not a typical city type property,
term.
Right?
That's correct, yeah. It's very much like a bungalow. It's built like a bungalow, but it's raised out of the ground, so there's about 4 feet under the ground in your basement, so then you have large windows in the basement. So
the basement doesn't feel like a bunker. It's got really like 2-foot high windows kind of thing.
Yeah, they're usually around the same size as the upstairs bedroom windows.
Okay. And sometimes it's called a split entry.
Right.
As opposed to a high ranch. Because typically you come in at a foyer area and then you have a split staircase, a half staircase going downstairs and half staircase going upstairs. Right?
That's right.
That's your typical. So I've lived in high ranches. I've owned 2 of them actually.
Yes.
And you grew up in two high ranch homes.
Yeah.
You live in one presently.
Yes, I've lived in 2.
Oh, you've lived in 2 as well?
Yeah. Well, that I purchased, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I love is the airiness of the basement, and also less chance of getting a wet basement because you're only in the ground at 3 to 4 feet, right?
Right.
Yeah. Good. Any other benefits of a high ranch like this property?
Well, this property has 3 garages, so 2 attached to the house, large, and then a metal outbuilding that has a foundation and everything.
Wow,
or poured concrete.
Do you know roughly how big that is?
The outbuilding? I know that the 2-car garage is about 24 by 24.
24 by 24? Wow. Because city garages are usually like 18 by 19 if you're lucky.
Yeah, it's an oversized one.
So 24 by 24, so that gives you lots of space to walk around the vehicles and park some bikes at the front or whatever.
That's right.
And then you've got this outbuilding. It's basically a single car garage, or is it oversized as well?
It's about a single car garage, a little bit bigger, and it's a completely metal enclosed building.
Nice. So a place to keep your boat or your toys.
Yeah, your toys, your lawn tractors.
ATVs.
And most of the property is treed, and so there's not an enormous amount of lawn to mow either.
Yeah, because 2.8 acres, if it was all lawn, that would take you a while.
That would take you a while.
Even with the tractor, you'd be out there 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, but there's definitely room to drive around in there with an ATV or, you know, go on nature trails with your...
Okay. So if you're somebody in the city and you got a hankering to get out to the country, this might be the property for you.
Yeah,
right?
good, yeah.
And at 329, did you say?
Yeah, 329.9.
329, and it has newer windows, you said?
Yeah, newer windows.
What other
newer
upgrades?
Roof.
Like shingles, newer
shingles, sorry, in the last 4 years.
Okay.
And then the oil tank has been in the last 4 years as well.
Okay, because those have to be changed like every 10 or 12 years.
That's
now,
right.
If they're standard steel tank.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's inside the house. And then there's a pellet stove that was just inserted as well in the house.
A pellet stove?
A pellet stove, yeah.
Okay, so
Very
tell us
efficient.
about what a pellet stove does, because some people may not understand a pellet stove.
Yeah, so a pellet stove is a different way of heating your home. It's in the basement, and they choose to use it on colder days instead of using the oil completely. So instead of using a gas stove or a wood-burning fireplace, this one's efficient with the pellets.
Okay, so it looks like a stove, like not a stove you cook on, but it looks like a fireplace kind of stove.
Yeah, it does.
And then it has a hopper on the top that
That's right.
these little pellets, and basically they're pressed pieces of wood or sawdust, and the pellets feed automatically into the burner.
That's right.
Into
at the bottom.
from the hopper to the burner, and so what happens is you can fill up your hopper and it can run all day. And it just drops 1 or 2 little pellets in. You got a nice little flame in there, and it heats the room or heats the house as much as it can.
Yeah.
But the beauty is you're not throwing logs in. You don't have that mess and cleanup, and it's just automatic. It's
That's right.
Very cool system.
And then also the interlock patio out front is quite large and large enough for a set to sit outside and enjoy the weather. And
And it's got 3 bedrooms up?
3 bedrooms up, and then it has a huge finished rec room. And then there is the other side that could be finished. Right now it's used as a woodwork shop, but it has the large window, so if someone wanted to put a bedroom or another room down there, it's easily to finish
Done.
it. Yeah.
So great for an expanding family or someone with teenagers or whatever, and you need some space. That's great. And it's near Vernon, is it? Where is it?
It's just outside of Vernon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Vernon's off of Highway 31 or Bank
That's
Street.
right. Yeah.
And that's a pretty quick commute in
About 35 minutes or so
to downtown.
to downtown, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad, yeah.
Maybe
Great.
it's pushing 45 right down to the end.
Depending on
but
traffic,
yeah,
right? Depending on what time you come in,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Okay, well, that's awesome. I've got another property to talk about.
Yes? Which
Yes. This is a very large property, very nice home. This is listed at $1,995,000.
one? Okay.
You got to have a big family for this home.
Yes.
Yeah, it's.
How many bedrooms?
It's that's a good question.
Yeah.
3 bedrooms up and a huge main floor master and another one on the lower level, and the lower level is a walkout basement. So.
Okay.
So at the front, you don't have windows, but at the back of the house, you've got large windows and walkout patio doors. Walking out onto a great patio, barbecue area, in-ground pool, separately fenced in-ground pool for security for the kids.
Right.
Just a gorgeous house. The garage is huge. 3-bay garage that's really deep, really high. You could do a car lift in there if you wanted to, if you wanted to store an extra car and put one underneath, or if you want to work on cars. It's just phenomenal. It's one of the nicest homes I've seen. Open style kitchen, very large den, so if you have a home office or something you want to work out of, that's available right off the foyer.
Yeah.
And it's just around the Manotick area.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, could be Manotick or Rockcliffe Park at that kind of pricing. 1.995, and you can go on our website if you want to see pictures of either of these houses, right?
Yep.
www.dekkerteam.com. If you'd like to listen to other shows that we've had in the past, you can go there as well. They're on links to those on there, or on CHRI. You can listen to past shows as well, chri.ca. Now, if you'd like some great marketing for your home, maybe your home hasn't sold, and you're one of the people that, those 911 that called 911 and they pulled their house off the market or it expired, and you'd like the Dekker team to give you a second opinion or a second look. We can't interfere with an existing contract.
No, we can't.
But if you're not in a contract, we'd love to help you. And you can give us a call at 613-860-4663, and Yetta or Candice or myself will come out and look at your property, do a free evaluation, let you know what we think it's worth in a buyer's eyes in this market, because you got to know your market, your local market and your general market.
That's key.
And we'll be able to help you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we get a lot of our properties sold. The majority of them actually sell, and they sell at a very good price. So give us a call again, 613-860-4663. And our email, if you'd like to email us a question or book an appointment or whatever, you can email us at dekkerteam@chri.ca. And we've just had a lot of fun today, haven't we, Candice?
Thanks for bringing me.
Yeah. So if you want to know what your specific market's doing in your specific area, give us a call. We're the market experts. We can help you. That number again, 613-860-4663. And we're glad you joined us on the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Dekker team. Bye for now.